stops. You give us 22 minutes. We'll give you
It is 10:15 a.m. PST time. This is the news and rock. The song is over. The Who, the final tour. That's right. It's all coming in right now. I am Stefan. Today, this is the news. You're watching Artist on Record. And if it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe. Post us the comments down below. We always love to hear from you if you're not here in the live chat with us. And if you are, we will post you here. Post your comments up here. But yeah, I have the full replay of the Who, the final tour. Pete Townshend, Roger Daltrey, they just announced today the North America Farewell Tour. I'll put links down in the description, or an icon will pop up here after on the replay. Pre-sale begins Tuesday, May 13th. General on sale begins Friday, May 16th at 10 a.m. And there'll be a link. The band fronted by Roger Daltrey, who's 81, and Pete Townshend is 80, turns 80 May 19th. It's going to kick off The Song Is Over, North American Farewell Tour. Who's been in the news a lot? Zach Starkey, Ringo Starr's son. As you know, has been in the Who longer than I think Keith Moon was in the Who at this point. And he was out of the band. Now he's in the band. A lot of drama there, but it's good to see that he's back. But yeah, here's a clip. Here's the press conference here. And give us a thumbs up. I want you to like this up and share this if you love rock and roll. Let's check this out together, shall we?
This farewell tour. The Song Is Over. 16 shows in all. You're going to be at Boston's Fenway Park, New York's Madison Square Garden, Los Angeles Hollywood Bowl, Toronto's Budweiser Stage. Obviously venues you know very well, but how excited are you to be getting back out to a continent that for someone like me, a Salisbury girl, a country girl, still has never lost its mystique and rock and roll grandeur? It's still so exciting.
Wow. I think probably everybody in this room knows the truth. So it would be pointless for me to lie.
Well, yes.
I'm not crazy about touring. I've never really been crazy about touring, but performing, once I'm on a stage, I was hypnotized once as a little boy by my dentist, who was experimenting with hypnotism, that whenever I walked on a stage, I would do my best. I had thought I was going to be an artist. I was at art college. And that's what happens. I get on a stage, I remember that hypnotic, post-hypnotic suggestion, and I do my best. And that's how it works for me. I find it easy. It's always been easy. But being on the road is not a great way to live, you know.
Well, the man is turning 80 years old, so it's got to be tough. And Roger's 81, so you got to cut them some slack. Let's check out what else they're saying.
You leave your family behind and so on and so
I
forth.
don't want to do this.
But there's...
Hey, he's there.
Look who's coming up. There's Roger on a Zoom.
Are you there? Hello, Roger. We're talking about touring in America, and I was saying, even for me, this great continent still holds such a great mystique and a rock and roll legacy, and holds so much love for the Who, and always has done, right from the first time you played there live. So for them, it must be so thrilling to know that you are coming back, essentially to say goodbye.
I hope so.
Well, you are. You're going to be there.
We're going to be there. I mean, you've got to remember where we come from. We were, post-war England, the land of spam and jam sandwiches. And then everybody's dream was to make it successfully in America. Every young musician's dream was that, because that was where we first heard the pulses of rock music coming from, and that really was to have America take us to its hearts. It meant so much, and you've been so loyal to us, and I hope we've given back to you in the same manner. But it's got to come to an end one day. It'd be great to do it while I can still sing the songs in the same key. Pete's still playing great guitar, and the music's still got a vitality that suits it, because there's something about the way Pete's music is written and the way it's shaped and the sentiment behind it. It doesn't seem to age like a lot of rock music does.
I mean, come on. The man is 81 years old. Pete is going to be 80 May 19th. I mean, come on. Got to hand it to them.
Can you remember the first time you played live in the States? It goes back to 1967 in New York. Murray the K's Music in the Fifth Dimension.
We did do a show before that.
Did you? Well,
we
tell
did
us the
one
story.
show in a school gym in Ann Arbor in Michigan.
Yeah.
And it was a high school, Southfield High School gymnasium. And I don't know why we didn't do any more. We went back to England, and then we went back and did the Murray the K show. You're right, in 1967.
And you
the
were
year
there
I
with...
was born.
I remember the first time we
67.
played there, and it was people kind of stood open mouthed.
Well, Wilson Pickett was there, Smokey Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel. So, I mean, it was quite an incredible lineup. And at that point, you were the new British band, weren't you?
Oh, so you don't want to talk about the first time we were there?
No. Let's go back to the gym. Yeah, go back to the gym. What?
Well, the high school gym was great. I mean, we arrived in this little town just outside of Detroit, Ann Arbor, and the evening we got there, we were taken to a casino where we sat with a bunch of people from the record company watching Frank Sinatra Jr. I'll never forget that. And then the next day we turned up at this little kind of school gymnasium, set our equipment up, went about playing our songs, and the audience just kind of stood open mouthed, and we didn't know how we'd be received, but on the smashing of the guitar at the end, they went absolutely nuts. So we thought, well, there's hope. There's hope of us making it in America. And then the next thing, of course, it was the Murray the K show, and that was a big step forward. But it took a lot of schlepping and touring in tour buses before we actually made it big in America. An awful lot of work went into doing it, and it wasn't until really Woodstock, well, Tommy, the record, which eventually led to us playing Woodstock, that really cemented us into American pop culture.
Think about this, man. Think about this, everybody. It took them that long. That I didn't know. You think right out the gate, my generation, but it took them a while. Let me know what your favorite era, your favorite Who album. Post it in the comments down below. Let's check out more of this interview right here.
We talk about some of the bigger festivals as well. Roger just mentioned Woodstock there, but Monterey in particular, which was before Woodstock.
Great one.
I wish I'd been there. That sounded incredible. What are your memories of that?
I've been there.
My memories of Monterey are very mixed because Jimi Hendrix was on the bill, and I'd followed him with a bunch of other guitar players like Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton. We've been to see all of Jimi's early London shows. He did about 20 shows in various clubs in about 3 weeks, and all of them were spectacular and mind-fucking in a way. And then we heard that he was coming to Monterey as well, and that he planned. The word was that he planned to smash his guitar, which he'd never done before. And so I was very, very nervous. But it was actually a beautiful event, I think. It was a beautiful event. I remember Brian Jones was there. He flipped a coin for whether or not Jimi went on before we went on. I felt it was wrong for The Who to go on after Jimi, to be honest, because I felt he was a superior performer, and I still feel that, certainly a better guitar player. I won't say he sang better than Roger, because he didn't, but he certainly played better guitar than I did. And it came up that we would go on before Jimi, which I was kind of relieved about. So I was in the audience sitting next to Mama Cass when Jimi went on, and she got hold of me and she said, "He's doing your thing." And I wish it was true. But anyway, the other thing that happened to me was on the way back, which was kind of more spectacular, was I was given a little pill by the Grateful Dead chemist, Owsley, which was called STP. So on the whole of the trip on the plane on the way back, I was looking over at Rog, who looked like an angel, and looking at the air hostess, who looked like a little pig, and got back, landed in the UK in the middle of the hippie era, and decided not to do drugs anymore.
Roger, is it true?
Great. I mean, this is all rock and roll stories. I mean, come on. It's kind of sad to see all our favorite bands and retiring, coming to an end. But you know what? Time waits for no one. They're in their 80s. And look at us. We're got to be, you guys watching, got to be in your 50s, mid 50s or older. And for the young kids out there, God bless you guys. Enjoy your time. Let's check this out. More of this interview right here.
Monterey, you didn't actually get paid for Monterey, is that right,
I'm
Roger?
not sure about that.
I don't know. I mean,
No, we didn't, Rog.
We had no control over any financial things in those days. We used to get paid.
Good to see you, Paul.
And to their credit, our management used to deliver it, and
Good.
we were happy with that. You know, what I was, because it paid the rent, and I was able to feed myself. And I had a wife and a child at the time, who I then divorced, of course. But and the management, they used to pay us a weekly wage, not very much. I mean, in today's money, it would probably be, $800 a week, something like that. Certainly no more.
So that was back in '67, and that really launched the Who to mainstream acclaim across America.
It did. I think
67. That was the year. Randall, for me, it's Who's Next and Quadrophenia. Yeah. My album of the Who, for me, it was The Kids Are All Right. That was like massive for me. It was covered a lot, and the Smothers Brothers, My Generation, to the live stuff. Great album for me. But that was my Who introduction, was that album. Let's go back to the interview right here.
The thing, though,
Thanks for your
was
comment,
that right from the beginning,
Randall.
going back to memories of America, we have, it's fair to say that our strongest audience is New York based. And I think that's very much because of the Murray the K show. We did we were supposed to do 6, but we did 4 shows a day for 2 weeks. I think that's roughly what it was.
Sorry, 4 shows a day.
Smashing a guitar at each gig, yeah.
You guys remember Murray the K, right? Come on. You guys got to know Murray the K. I had an album, Blast from the Past, on vinyl, and he was the 5th Beatle.
Wow.
And so I had to repair them in between shows. And it was just when we were sort of indoctrinated into the way that American music fans were different to the UK music fans and the European music fans. This sense of, they came and they had a good time and they shouted and screamed, but they really, really, really listened. We had experienced that in universities in the UK. We played in lots of, what do they call them, the common rooms of universities, where people sat down and had a drink or rolled a joint and really listened. But in America, there was this sense that there was something else going on, that it was a much more intimate relationship.
Just talking about the songs across your 6-decade career, what songs, what tracks are you particularly excited to include in this farewell tour in America? Can we start with you, Roger? Any that you really want to make sure you get played?
Song is over.
The trouble is Pete's written.
The song is over. See, Pete making a joke there. That was the song that started a whole bunch of drama between Zach and Roger. You can check that episode out in our breaking news. Let's go back there. It's funny to see Pete do a couple inside jokes.
So many great tracks. We are never going to please all of our audience. And it is a fact that a lot of people have got memories of things that's happened in their lives where they've been at a Who show. They've met their future wives and husbands at Who shows. They now bring their grandchildren So they, you know, us being out there performing for the last time is really just to say to them thank you and just to deliver those songs. And I don't think there's any way we're going to be able to do a show, any of the shows, without doing Won't Get Fooled Again, without doing Barbara O'Reilly or Behind Blue Eyes. And the rest is up for grabs. I mean, I know all the songs. I perform quite a lot more with my solo bands than the Who do, because the audience is much more forgiving. I don't have to please 20,000, 25,000 people a night. I only have to please 3.
The public are finicky. You're right.
Pete, what
So
about
it's,
you?
it's very difficult. And so I can't tell you
Yeah.
what we play, but if you know, if anyone's got any great ideas, and don't tell us to fuck off, I'm happy to receive them. Always looking for inspiration, because all through our career, I've kind of done the set list. I used to much prefer it when we didn't used to have a set list. But in today's technology world, where you mix the sound from out the front and you have a light show and all that everyone seems to expect, it's impossible not to have a set list.
It's impossible. Tell us what you guys want to hear. Post it in the comments down below. The final tour. It's coming. It's happening. They're going to wrap this up, I believe, in Las Vegas in September. Let's see over here some more stuff, what they're talking about.
How you experience it while singing your own songs. Are there any particular Who songs that you experienced the most frisson with, and why?
That's a big word. What does it mean?
I asked the same thing.
I know. What is this? What is this?
So it's the excitement, the thrill you get, that association you get
Oh,
with the thrill of singing music.
I don't know. It's like an energy comes through me that I can only get when I'm singing songs that I love to sing, and I'm passionate about connecting. There's a feeling when I hear the lyrics. I can hear a million songs and I like the melody and I think that's all right, but I don't want to sing it. But there's something about the way Pete's always written that I've always been absolutely passionate about, just making the audience connect to it emotionally. Totally, I can't explain it. I wish I could, but I don't feel whole unless I'm singing. That's when I'm most comfortable in my life. I've just finished a solo tour in the UK, and I've got to say a tour in America is a damn sight easier than tour in the UK, because for some reason or the other, the UK has decided to make it as difficult as possible to go from A to B. And in America, you seem to want to make it as easy as possible. But we are in the land of no. I don't want to say that there won't be, but equally, I'm not confident of saying there will be. That's the honest answer to that.
Okay.
I would agree completely. I think I really enjoyed the last tour that we did, but it was a strange one. We played a lot of open air gigs. We'd had an insurance problem, which meant that we couldn't play some.
They
of
might
the
be
classic
celebrating
pieces that one plays on a UK tour. But the door is open to us. We could do a week at the O2. We could do a week a couple of weeks maybe at the Albert Hall. There are all kinds of things we could do. But we don't do consecutive shows. We like to do a show and then take a break. So I think
I can't.
No,
I can't do consecutive
no,
shows.
that's right.
Occasional. At the end of a tour, I might be able to do 1, 2 back to back. But I've been ordered by my throat specialist, my voice specialist, to say you have to have a day off after every gig, and after every 3 gigs you have to have 2 days off, because otherwise you will wreck your voice and you will not be able to sing.
Right, we're out of time, Rog.
Oh, you're so cruel.
We're out of time.
No, ignore him. There's one more question I want to ask you both. This is from Tanya_Cvet on Insta, who says, what's the one song you want to be remembered for?
Love Rain on Me.
Love Rain on
Good
Me.
question.
Okay, beautiful. And Roger, is there one song?
For me,
He does a very good job on Love Rain on Me.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them all. I can't pick one. Love Rain on Me or Behind Blue Eyes would be one of those.
Gorgeous, yeah. I think that's pretty much all we have time
Yeah,
for.
there you go. What's your favorite Who song? I want you guys to post it. I love Rain on Me. Yeah, it's a great one. It's a great one. There's so many to choose. There's so many to choose. Cooking with the Kid. Good to see you, man. Nice to see you here. And let's see what else they say before they get out of here.
Let's just quickly remind everyone it's the Song Is Over tour. The North American Farewell Tour begins on August 16th in Florida, ends on the 28th, September 28th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets will be available starting with City pre-sale and through the Who fan club beginning on Tuesday, May the 13th. Additional pre-sales will run throughout the week ahead of the general on-sale beginning Friday, May 16th at 10 a.m. local time at thewho.com. So that's the important bit done. All the dates you will see in your press releases. So Pete Townshend and Roger Daltrey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
There it is.
And
The Who.
Thank you, Claire.
Legendary band, man. I love The Who, man. I remember in New York, they were playing with Kenny Jones around that time. It's hard, and I love it, love it, love it. Well, we got little time, but it's good to see some OGs here. Danny, always good to see you. Cooking with the Kid, good to see you guys here. Old school people, new school people. Breaking news, The Who is releasing their final tour. And I got a little breaking news myself, too. I'm going to be vlogging it. After all these years, it's been over 5 years, 7 years, I've touched my bass or guitar. I will be doing a show in Hollywood, California next week. And with a couple of guys, Mick Sweeter from the Bullet Boys, Ricky Rocket from Poison. Yeah, that's right, guys. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. I'll be jamming with the Rocket Mafia. I'll be filling in, playing bass right there for this one show. We'll see how it goes, and maybe they'll be back for more. That's right. You heard it right here. Got double whammy breaking news. The Who's final tour, and Ricky Rocket of Poison is bringing me back. So I'll be playing with the Rocket Mafia. It's a charity. I'll put links for that and to raise money. And all the details will be in the description down below. But that is the news today in rock and roll on Artist on Record. The Who's retiring and Adika is coming back. In the meantime, everybody, post your comments down below. I always love to hear from you. And thank you very much for being a supporter of the show. And just to let everybody know, we have a members only club right here on YouTube. You can catch all our episodes unedited right there. Because of the algorithm, YouTube doesn't like long footage. People get bored, but everything is there. There's a lot of great conversations. There's one rolling now with Stephen Gibb, Barry Gibb's son, and Jeff Scott Soto, and Barry Gibb makes an appearance. That's in members only and in our Patreon. Also, we have Dennis Dunaway, the OG, Alice Cooper. They're back. They did a record. Great 2-hour conversation in there. But in the meantime, I'll be loading clips coming your way. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications tab. You don't miss any other episodes. And give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Any way you could support this channel, I appreciate it. Appreciate your love. And remember, The Who final tour, get your tickets, check them out, because these bands, this is rock and roll history. They won't be around. And if you're in Hollywood next Friday, come see me. I'm back. That's right, with Ricky Rocket's Rocket Mafia. The Rocket Mafia. That's right, Ricky Rocket of Poison. That's right. Until then, everybody, who loves you, baby? We do. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all later. Mwah. Gotta get back to the woodshed and practice those songs for Ricky. Bye-bye. Click here and here for our next episode.
Watch never stops.